Cause me and my clique, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. Trick Daddy, good job, let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. If you want some, come get some.
Welcome, wrestling fans, and welcome to FTW Future Focus, October 22nd, and we are back in style. We got the whole crew with us. I am your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black, and with us today, down at the bottom, beneath me, we have the master of wine, women, song, and cigars, and professional wrestling extraordinaire. He is the president of Motown Wrestling Group on Facebook, Tony Motown Allen. How's it going, sir? What are we drinking today?
We got a little Budweiser, the king of beers. Beers.
Thank you for joining us on FTW.
Yeah, he already had one too many.
Shortest show ever.
Hey, I just want Chris to do one thing after that ass whooping I put on him last week in fantasy football. Christopher Woods, acknowledge me.
Oh, I don't have a dog.
Hold on. In the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, hell no.
And speaking of catchphrases, to my side here, a good goddamn handsome man, a man that was not on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, no matter what anybody tries to say.
Yo, Uncle Phil!
Oh, now come on. 40 years of wrestling knowledge and very tasteful in his opinions. He is the Gadget brother, Chris Woods. How you doing?
What's up? And Tony, Marcus told me a long time ago, payback's a bitch. One of us is going to get, either Marcus is going to get me or I'm going to get you. It's coming.
Oh, boy.
You've been trying to get me since I took your money at WrestleMania.
I quit. I'm done. Cut me out the show, Bobby. I'm done. Fire me.
Before this gets lunatic zone here, let me move on to the man that we were just talking about, the silent but deadly native of Chicago, Illinois, connoisseur of women's wrestling in particular, and a man who has more zingers than zinging. He is the marvelous Marcus Buckley. How you doing?
For the record, I'm only a connoisseur of women's wrestling if they're in the mud, hot oil, or brown panties.
Or Trinity.
Yeah, or Trinity. Who won last night?
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
That's two.
That's two already. And last but definitely not least, he is at work today, so he's going to be bouncing in and out as per usual in that situation. But he is the president of FTW Network, the founder of our feast, and soon the man who will be procuring press passes for FTW Future Focus. And he is the man with the plan, the mastermind, Bobby Rogers. What's up, Captain, my captain?
All right, so Bobby's talking, but real quick though, we got somebody in live chat. As a friend of mine. This week is my friend Chris. And we got Cherie who's watching us and watching us for the first time this week. She hit me up. She wanted the link. She had to check us out. So Cherie, thank you for joining us.
Cherie, nice to see you, dear.
And my sister should be checking us out today too. She wanted to see us.
We got family. That's cool. That is cool. I would invite some of my church members. Unfortunately, our language is probably a little bit saucy
because of Tony. Say it's because of Tony. That's why you won't invite your church members. Me and Marcus are cool.
No.
We know how to be good.
Now, I have zinged all three of you before, so
Because we have to get one in every now and then. But
wait,
Tony's
Somebody got to reach
he's
them
the
out.
one
wait.
that is the bad boy.
And,
well,
hey, Chris, you seen the first two topics. I'm about to go in this week.
oh God. Well, I've got them primed and ready.
Let's
Oh,
do it.
boy. Okay. Our first subject this week involves NXT and the possibility of Miss Jade Cargill, their newest signee, showing up down there instead of on the main roster. And since Motown is so champing at the bit to get on with this one, I'll let him go first.
I'm chomping at the bit to get on Jay, to be honest with you, Rob.
Thank you for joining us on FTW. Just let it all out. This is therapy.
I really don't see her going to NXT. I don't think the WWE is going to do that. I think they invested so much into like bringing her in, sign her in with the money they're paying her. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they should. I would love for Jade to start down there. I would love to see her working with the talent in NXT before she gets called up to the main roster. I'd like to see her build up, get better, improve her in-ring skills. I mean, she's a mega star. She's well known, and when you see her on TV, she rakes stardom. Yeah. And I think it'd be mutual beneficial for NXT. Like I think she would improve in the ring. But I think the girls who are down in NXT right now that are good in the ring that got to work on that stardom, I think they can learn a lot from Jade. So I really think it'd be mutual beneficial for both of them. But I don't care where Jade is at. Because where Jade is at, that's where I'm at. Because that's a fine piece of chocolate. I'm a follow. I don't care. She could be on Impact. I'm there.
Ay. Chris.
Speaking of Impact, I wouldn't mind impacting that ass.
Yeah, I
Thank
disagree.
you for joining us on FTW.
I disagree with Tony. They treat their shows like they're all three equals for some damn reason. Becky Lynch is the world champion on NXT. I mean, like, Jay can go anywhere and get action. I think putting her on NXT actually is good for her. Let her beat up on the lesser talent. She's still green, even though she was on AEW for a couple years and she was a 60-0 or whatever. She's green. We all know it. And Jay deserves to keep improving. That's why she said she came to WWE. She said, I want the training from the best. So you start her out on NXT, she could still wrestle a Charlotte Flair on NXT or a Becky Lynch or a Bayley. They go everywhere now. There's no limits to where they send their stars. We just saw John Cena and The Undertaker on NXT and LA Knight. I mean, I want to see Jade kind of have like a push like Samoa Joe had on NXT, where she goes out there, beats him up, is a dominant champion like Asuka, maybe for a year, but she still pops up on Raw or SmackDown every now and then. They did introduce her on a pay-per-view. So we know, real wrestling fans watch all wrestling. We know who she is. It was exciting. She got a pop. She can go down to NXT, beat up on them women, put that belt on her, and still pop up on Raw or SmackDown. So I think it's the proper way to build a star. If you're the way Jade says she wants to be built, I want to learn from the best, start on NXT and still wrestle a Natty or a Charlotte, and then eventually get to the main roster. And we know the collision course we all want to see, Bianca versus Jade. That's probably 2 or 3 years down the line. And
I got a question for you,
do not rush that one, because that's a main event at WrestleMania. 2 black women wrestling for the world champion. I don't think it's ever been done before.
I got a question for you, Chris.
Go ahead.
You started off your answer with you disagree with me.
Yeah.
What you disagree with? Because I'm like you. She's great.
You said you didn't want her to go to NXT. Was the first words out your mouth. I don't want her to. She should be on the main roster. That's what you said.
No. I did not say that. I said I want her at NXT. I said I don't think the WWE is going to send her down there. I never said I didn't want her.
I think they are, and If you didn't say that, then I misunderstood you, so I apologize, Tony.
Oh, no problem. No, that's why I was like confused though. I'm saying I think the WWE is going to push it to the main roster, but she should be at NXT.
Yeah, Charlotte started on NXT. Look how she ended up. You know what I mean? The four horsewomen, and Becky is back on NXT as the world champion. So I mean, like, it's what do you
fuck that bitch?
See where it goes.
Jay, but I'm saying Jay can get action anywhere they put her.
I don't know if Bobby is free yet.
He doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't look like it. So, Marcus, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if we were on the air or not, but when I had my little rant about Jade Cargo Among Us, but from a wrestling standpoint, absolutely, because again, most of her matches have been squash matches. She hasn't learned anything about ring psychology or anything like that, and she needs some experience to reach her full potential. But with that being said, as long as they're advertising NXT as developmental, then in my opinion, it's too late for her to go to NXT because she's being advertised as a big deal already. You don't advertise somebody like they're a star and put them in NXT as a developmental. You only do that if they're going to advertise NXT as the third company. So it depends on where they're going with it. If they're going to keep NXT as developmental, then she needs to be on the main roster. And they need to put her with somebody like Natty or Tamina and have her go on the house show circuit and learn. Because she has everything. She has the it factor. She has the mic skills already to be a star. And we know if no other company in the world, you don't have to be a great wrestler to be a star, and that's WWE. We already know that, aka China. Okay, we've already seen that. We've already seen that.
Whoa! Don't be disrespecting the ninth place in the world.
We also had the argument if she had the machine behind her like Bianca, what would she be? And now she has the machine behind her.
Right, China could not wrestle. Come on now, let's.
But I'd rather be in China.
But anyway, so it just all depends on what direction they're going. If it's still going to be the main brand's going to be two companies, then she needs to be on the where they're advertising already.
That's the question, though, Marcus. They treat 1 week NXT's the development, 1 week NXT's the best show in wrestling.
Right. So,
I don't look at NXT as developmental as long as you got that bitch Becky as your world champion. You got two main roster people.
Let's get to Bobby while we still got him. What do you think of this?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Could you have that shuttle come at 4:30?
Okay. Let's keep it moving.
Okay. Yeah.
No, hold on, guys. Hold on. Give me a second. After the shuttle. I need to pick up here at 4:30 to go to the airport. Okay. Now. Good old Jade. Oh my God. What a beautiful thing to see every
man, ain't she?
Good Lord. But Jade to NXT, and the reason I put this up is because of what she did at the end of the show. She looked at the screen and started tapping her watch, which was interesting. I was thinking she was going wrong. So why is she doing that on NXT? I think they're going to have her do split duties. She's going to do some of her stuff on NXT, some of her stuff on Raw. She's going to be fighting a different array of people. I think that's a good mix because she is a star, and it goes to what some of you guys were talking about, that, if she's a star, why is she, going back to NXT? But I think being an NXT part of the time, too, also gives her that release to go ahead and learn. And learn a little bit more. So I think it's going to be a mixture of the two. I think this is kind of an experiment because who knows what bad habits she has picked up over at AEW.
Right.
I don't think she's got a lot because she was on the Daniel Bryan and them. I don't think she's going to have as many bad habits as, say, what's his name, Brian Pillman Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that she's going to have some that they want to wrinkle out and get her going. This is an experiment to see how it works. And if you notice, Brian Pillman Jr. is only featured in NXT.
I like how they feature him too.
Huh?
I like how they're doing them too.
I don't like the name though. The name is whack.
Lexus King. I'm sorry. It sounds like
that's a stripper name.
That's why I like it.
It sounds like between a car and he
just
took all the words that I was about to say was a stripper. But you know,
thank you for joining us on FTW. I'll give that a general.
Let's just hope he ain't the one sliding down a $12 million Paul. That's all I care.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
But on the serious note, it's good to see Jade. It's good to see her progression. It's good to see that they're going to be working with her on both. You have a lot of AEW haters out there that are trying to say that she was a waste of time in the first place, that she never should have gotten the shots that she did, that it's a joke that WWE has her. And right now, because of people speaking out like that, I'm going to go on the record to saying this. I hope Jade Cargill embarrassed the hell out of AEW now. I hope Jade Cargill walks out, struts her blonde hair, walks out with her whatever cosplay uniform she wants to, and makes AEW look like some dumbasses. because the amount of hate that is coming from this is ridiculous. It's sensible. Now, we've talked about the hate that she had when she was in AEW. We talked about the dislike that she had. And we know the reason. We know one of the reasons why. And I'm sorry, Tony, you're going to get mad at me by saying this, but I thought she would do it better than Dr. Britt Baker.
No, she was.
No.
Not in the ring. No. She was the bigger.
She had the it factor.
No.
None of them had the it factor but her.
No, she had the it factor. She had the it factor more than Britt. I don't think she's a better in-ring wrestler, but she had the it factor more. She was a bigger star.
I'm going to go out and say I think she's a better in-ring wrestler because look what Dr. Britt Baker has done lately.
She did regress, Tony.
She has regressed. I don't think she regressed to the point where Jay was at, though. Like, Britt Baker has
she's way past that. She's way past that. Because I'm sorry, I look at Dr. Britt Baker and then I have to evaluate who was she in the ring with in the past.
She lost it after that match with Thunder Rosa. That was it. That was her peak.
This is the other thing. The only match I can seriously say she was in charge of that really worked was guess who?
Saraya.
No.
Jade.
Yeah.
No. You're gonna laugh when I say this. The damn bunny.
Don't talk about my boo, man. God, you always got to do it, Bobby. Leave my boo out this.
I wasn't talking about. I'm saying the only one that she did well in that she was in charge of was with the bunny.
Well, remember she saved Saraya though. Saraya's match when she came. Saraya was trash.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say that it was Saraya too, but the bunny she really stood out in. I think she just needs to be a hardcore wrestler.
Yeah, we all agree with you, big dog.
There you go.
What's up, Rob?
Okay. The best way to gauge this would be how WWE wants to use Jade. And from the way that it looks, I think that they want to basically package her the same way that they packaged Bianca, except on a negative side. Bianca became more of an inspirational wrestler, whereas I think they want Jade to be an excessive heel. I don't know whether
she's a natural heel, so she should be.
She is.
Bianca was a great heel in NXT. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No. I'm not saying that Bianca's not a great heel. I'm saying that she evolved into an inspirational figure.
Anybody can evolve into an. That's what we don't know if Jade might do the same thing. She has the same story.
Given time. Right now, Jade is. The way that she was perceived in AEW, at least, was as a excessive diva. And I think they're going to go that route first, and maybe they'll change things up later. Given that's the direction they may be going, I would much rather she went to Raw instead of NXT, because
You
if
want
they,
Jade Raw, huh?
no, it's not
Yes,
about
you do,
that.
Rob. Don't deny it.
It's about where she would fit without disrupting the program, because Tiffany Stratton already has the diva character down for NXT, and if you take that away from her, then where's she gonna go? If they're gonna go that direction with Jade, she should be on a different show, especially if NXT is going to be its own brand and more than developmental.
Rob, they used to call them divas. It was the divas champion. They all can be divas.
I'm
That
well
like
aware of that.
Jade's a 1-and-1. She's not like Bianca, and they're never going to copy what AEW did. When you said that, you lost me, because WWE is not going to follow AEW. That's why it didn't work.
I'm not saying that they're going to follow AEW with the way they use the character. I'm just saying that Jade Cargill has her own personality, and that personality fits the diva model. In fact, they could probably bring back the Divas Championship and put it on Jade.
Well, what was her name? Monet? Remember
Mercedes
Valkyrie?
Monet,
she had the diva, and it was working, and they just let her go. I mean, Jade, they brought her in like how they brought Cody in. They're going to do big things with her. So I really think we just need to sit back and watch, because if they can be with kid gloves, there's nothing for her to do on the main roster right now. We know that. There isn't. They're pushing EO. They still got Charlotte. There's nothing for her to do. Put her in an NXT. Let her develop. And I mean, Braun Breaker's still in NXT. How long does he have to develop?
But Chris, I'll be honest with you though, WWE got a lot going on in the women's division on SmackDown.
It's the best division in wrestling. I was going to bring that up later. Thank you, Tony.
Raw can use her. Like, Raw doesn't have as much going on in the women's division. They got my mommy. They got mommy.
I don't care about Raw. I don't care about Raw.
Well, just never underestimate
the ability. Don't be disrespecting Raw now. That's my stuff.
But hold on, this is the thing. What's going to happen is,
Are you talking to me?
no.
Oh.
What's going to happen is that basically she is going to Raw. That's already been established. She's going to go to Raw because they're trying to build that side of the division up as well.
Raw neither.
So
yeah,
it's
they
weird.
Do. Hi.
But give me a second. I'm going to take care of someone else. Okay.
Real quick before we move on to the next subject too. Here's why Raw need her. Even though mommy's heel, she's babyface. She has no challengers on Raw, to be honest with you. None, not a legit threat. Like, we talk about the dream match, and it is a dream match. Her and Bianca is going to be the ultimate dream match. But I'm looking forward to Rhea Ripley taking on Jade. You got my Chocolate Thunder versus Mommy. Oh, my God.
And Mommy doesn't wrestle. When's the last time she wrestled a woman? It's been two. They're supposed to strip her of the title after 30 days.
No, WWE don't do that. That rule went out the window when they signed Brock Lesnar.
It's in all the blogs, though. The blogs are talking about it.
But that's what I'm saying, though. That's why Raw needs her, though, because Mommy don't have competition.
Yeah, you're right. What's the next subject, Rob?
The next subject is actually kind of connected, and I mentioned it a little bit.
I know, I kind of like that.
Yeah, NXT's current use of Tiffany Stratton. What is going on with that? Where is it going off the rails, and how can it get back on track? And since you caught my little allusion to it, Chris, why don't we start with you?
This is my thing about Tiffany Stratton. I'm a fan, but she's everything they've had or have gotten rid of. When I look at her, she's Toni Storm. She's got a little bit of Charlotte Flair in her. She's got a little bit of Mandy Rose in her. Like you said, diva. I just named three of the biggest divas that WWE had, and 2 of them left. They
You
just
know what
do
she did a
this.
little bit of in her? She did a little
They
bit of
do.
Tony Allen in her.
They do this replica thing where you know how if a
Thank you for
thing
joining
works,
us on FTW Future.
if a thing works, they repeat it. They repeat the hot blonde that can wrestle. But I mean, like, she's one of the best that's come along. She's better than Alexa Bliss. She's better, you know what I mean? But like, she's still a duplicate. She doesn't stand out to me on the show yet. I'm a fan, so she's a fan favorite. But when I'm more excited about Jade Cargill, and she hasn't even wrestled yet. I don't like watch wrestling and go, I wonder what Tiffany Stratton's doing. If you all tell me y'all think that when y'all watch wrestling, then I'm wrong. I don't. I wonder what Io Sky's doing. I wonder what Rhea Ripley's doing. I wonder what Charlotte Flair's doing. I don't think about, like, she hasn't stood out yet to me because she looks like a duplicate of a lot of the stars. And that's sad. You have to be an individual. You have to stand out. You have to have personality. It's why you guys are arguing that you don't like the Toni Storm thing. I like the Toni Storm thing because currently, even if it's been replicated, nobody's doing it. She's doing something different to me. They're just not doing it good. You know what I mean? But I dig it because I'm like, you know what? Do whatever makes you stand out. And I don't think Tiffany Stratton, they're not doing anything to make her stand out. And it's sad because they'll figure her out down the line, but it'll be after Jade Cargill becomes a star. It's a loaded women's division on the main rosters. It really is. And could she stand out on the main roster? I don't know.
Okay, let me go ahead next, Bobby,
go ahead.
I don't know what you're watching, dude. I don't know what you're watching. Tiffany Stratton stands out. Now, she might look like the other ones a little bit. She might have the blonde hair and the little body and all that. But that girl is athletic. That girl can play the Mrs. Priss very well, better than almost anybody. I've not seen anybody play that Miss Priss that well. Okay. And, I mean, she does have a dynamic to her character that makes me say, where is she at? I have said, where is she at? I have looked and said, why ain't they doing nothing with her? I have actually got mad because I'm like, why? I like her better than Io Sky. I think her and Io Sky will be a very good match against each other, but I wouldn't be watching for Io. I'd be watching for actually both, to tell you the truth. But my main attention would be on Tiffany Stratton. Because Tiffany Stratton is a talent. She's an untapped talent. And yeah, I think she might have just a little bit more work to do. But I don't think it's bad that she's coming after Jade, because think about this. Jade's been in the limelight and had to focus on her for a little bit, even if it is with AEW. She has had that limelight. She has been in that superstar pedal. Tiffany Stratton didn't, because she came up through the developmental system. So I think that Jade coming before her is a good plan. But I don't think it's going to be long before not only her, but we know why Nikita Lyons is out, because she did something with her ACL, but she's going to be in the main roster. I mean, we're going to have a very influx of women's talent going to the main roster here in the next year, and I can't wait. But they are doing Tiffany wrong right now, because I think they should be having her in a feud, in a match against someone to where she can defeat and move on, instead of just having her stale. I understand Nikita because she was hurt. God, I'd love to see her when she get back. Tony talking about being in China, I'd be in Lions. But
thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Am I the only one? China looked like a dude. Is that just me?
Thank you for joining
Marcus,
us on FTW.
can you speak up for me? Kind of like a dude.
Marcus, save us.
I have that issue of Playboy. That was no dude I was looking at in that Playboy issue.
Thank you for joining us.
They cut her face off for that picture. You know that, right?
No, her face was there.
No,
they cut it off at the Adam's apple, Tony. It got cut off at the Adam's apple.
Oh, thank you for joining us on FTW Future.
I have seen her in person. She looks.
No, Joni was sweet. Joni was sweet.
I see she looks a lot better in person, especially more towards the end of her life.
Yeah,
than she did on TV.
Tony was cute.
Yeah, China was on point, but Nikita Lyons will get the Lions, Tigers, and Bears knocked out of it.
Oh my!
I'm not even gonna do no.
Wizard of Oz references are always good on the rest of the show. I love it.
Yeah. Wizard of Oz reference gets a pass. Marcus, please.
I was going to say she could definitely hop on my broomstick, but we'll leave that alone.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I'll get you, my pretty. Marcus, for the love of God.
Man, you want me to follow that?
You can't, Marcus, but go ahead and try.
Okay. Tiffany Stratton, it's plain and simple. Tiffany Stratton is the victim of Becky Lynch. That's why she lost the title. That's why she's not getting a lengthy title reign like she deserves. Because I mean, far as I'm concerned, I mean, if they can give fucking Mandy Rose a lengthy title reign, then I don't understand why Tiffany Stratton didn't get one when she's a much better wrestler than Mandy Rose ever was. So
what?
I mean, I know Tony's giving me. I know Tony's giving me the.
Hold on, Marcus is spitting facts. Go ahead, Marcus.
But that's just what it is. I mean, when they call now, maybe Tiffany Stratton get the title run she deserves when they bring Becky back up. But that's all it is. Becky is good for ratings. I think they say Becky Lynch threw a million quarter rank or something like that. So she's gonna be there for a minute. But that's what it is. Tiffany Stratton would still be the title holder if it wasn't for Becky Lynch. So she's just a victim of timing right now.
And how do we know it ain't who you sleep with? Maybe she ain't slept with the right person yet because Becky Lynch slept with the right person. I'm just saying, like,
man, you know that pussy that paid for so goddamn much by Becky Lynch. That's the only thing that she probably got going for her. Because ain't her fucking wrestling abilities.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I think she broke her nose on Seth Rollins' lap. That's what happened.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I think he called Vince McMahon salad.
Thank you for joining us on
You're going to kill Rob, Tony. Stop, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, we're going to need a non-disclosure agreement for this show.
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah.
Did he tell her to call him Caesar?
Oh, it was definitely Caesar salad right there.
I noticed that Rollins had knee pads, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I quit. Goodbye.
He had the knee pads because he had to take care of his wife, the man.
I was trying to say it without saying it.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. That's 2 in a row, and I'm going to hell. Oh, my God.
Where you got us at, Rob?
Rob,
Tony,
go before you die. You got an aneurysm. I can see your veins popping out your forehead, man. Stop.
The bad eye is going to shoot through the screen.
Oh, God. We can't kill Rob.
Tony.
Speaking of shooting,
thank you for joining us on FTW. Oh, dear God, we're going to get the
Speaking of shooting, today. I will put it on Tiffany Stratton like, die.
You guys, you're going to kill Rob, and y'all don't care. Let him be.
That's what I love about this show, though. I have my chocolate vanilla swirl starting up the show. We flip from Jade Cargill to Tiffany Stratton.
And you know what?
Two bad motherfuckers. That's all I can say.
I definitely shoot one of Tiffany Stratton and be like, toodles.
Thank you for joining us on FTW.
Rob, I got us at 18. Where you got us at?
2000.
We started out the show at 211, and we just added 20. 20.
Okay.
All right, it's your turn, Rob.
You know what Tiffany Stratton is at right now? She's Braun fucking Breaker. Because you need to do one or two things with her. Keep the title on her or move her up.
Yeah.
They're not moving her up. And I get why they're not moving her up because there's no reason to move her up at this time, the way the women's division is right now. They should have kept the fucking title on her. Fuck that bitch, Becky. Marcus, do you finally see why I don't like that bitch?
She's still a star.
In her fucking head.
If you drew 1 million people to your segment, you're a star. You can't deny that.
Becky's the Brock Lesnar of women's wrestling.
Ooh.
Yes.
She is.
Well, there's
but that's where Tiffany's at right now. She's the Braun Breaker of NXT. Like she's just like him. They don't want to move her up, and they're not using her the right way down there though. So it's like when they took the title off Braun Breaker, 4 out of the 5 of us like he's finally getting called up. Chris was the one that was like, I believe it when I see it. We've been calling for that shit for over a year, and it hasn't happened yet.
Another year went by.
I was gonna say, Chris, I was damn sure about to say you said that like a year ago.
Well, let me give the story about Braun Breaker real quick. The story is that Braun Breaker was supposed to move up. What happened is they said, "Oh, well, we want you to play heel for a little bit, and then we'll move you up." And he did so well as a heel. It was like, hold on, we got to see more of this, and kept him down there. So he got kept in NXT because he did too good at his job.
Hey, as long as the check's right, that's all he should care about right now.
Yeah, but I thought those checks were better when you get called up.
They're supposed to be, but I think they can do something to where they can rearrange it where he gets.
Yeah, he's making money. He's in the plans for WrestleMania because we already know the Cena collision's coming.
This whole thing just seems like the leavings of WWE creative. I think that's the real issue here. The creatives in WWE have no idea what to do with Tiffany Stratton, with Jade Cargill, with Braun Breaker, and with NXT in particular. In general, they don't know what they want to do. Do they want to make NXT a equal brand, or do they not? Do they want Braun Breaker on the main roster or not? Do they want Tiffany Stratton to be a champion or not? They can't decide, and it gets to the point where you need to either shit or get off the pot.
Okay.
And Tiffany Stratton is a great example of that. But I mean, it's more than just Becky having the belt, and it's more than them not having anything to do with Tiffany on the main roster. I think what it really has to do with is creative is too tied up in their own internal crap in order to make a decision on where to take her, and B, there's a glut in the women's division right now. You've got a whole lot of people that are in limbo that should be active and are not. Natty Neidhart is a good example. They don't know what to do with her. She's still viable. She's still great.
She's working at the performance center, is what I was told. She's training wrestlers at the performance center.
She's training, but still.
Wait, real quick. Real quick,
never knew.
The Colts formed the ball and lost the game.
What?
The Colts lost 39-38. Damn. The Colts, with victory in their hands, found a way
to
lose.
His name, Rob. You mean Shawn Michaels, right? Because I heard he's the head over creative for NXT. So say Shawn Michaels.
Well, okay, we'll include his name in there too, but I'm talking about the overall company doesn't know what to do with NXT as a whole.
So
that's supposed to be developmental. That's the problem.
But it's not developmental right now, though. That's the problem, though. Like
it's the third show. That's what it is.
But Chris, that's the problem, though. It's supposed to be developmental, but they're doing stuff that's not developmental. It's like they don't know if they're not committed one way or the other.
Exactly.
Like they
Remember, Asuka was the champ for like 2 years.
They want to have Becky Lynch down there. They want to have the star power down there to make it compete. you got to go one direction or the other.
Yeah,
They're like trying to do both. You
there's
can't
more
be developmental and have your main roster down there.
there's
Well,
more to that I'll get
there is
to
more
later.
to that. Rob's about to tell you.
But once they need to get the whole house in order before they can concentrate on Tiffany. Stratton has a lot of potential, and she could be a major player in the women's division. But they have to get everything like ordered out again, because right now it's just chaos and a glut of everything. So that's the problem overall.
And I've been looking at the numbers for viewing. NXT gets better numbers than Dynamite, and that's AEW's head show, and that's a problem. That's why it is a third show, is what I think. When it comes to numbers, they're like,
I think that's why they put the star power down there, though.
I do too, and it's working.
Because it's like,
again, we'll get
Dynamite was beating NXT developmental. So it's kind of like, and I don't want to hear any more bullshit that WWE is not watching AEW. They're clearly watching AEW.
Yeah.
Well, McMahon's the one that doesn't watch other wrestling shows, and he ain't there no more. Running the show.
But that's why they don't know which direction they want to go. They want to be developmental, but they want to be better than AEW. So it's
Absolutely.
Well, speaking of other wrestling promotions, I guess we can go on to the week in review. The question is, do we want to go in show order of the week, or do we just want to go random?
I say show order. Like let's start from like Monday and work our way over.
All right. Who has Monday Night Raw?
I'm going to be delayed for a minute, so go ahead.
All right, cool.
Does Bobby have Raw?
No, Bobby said he's going to be delayed.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I got Raw. You know why I got it Raw? Because I like doing it Raw.
Bobby's got NXT, Rob.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm Raw. He's NXT. You're Dynamite.
Yep.
I got the best show.
You Dynamite, right, Rob?
I'm Dynamite. Yeah. And I think that
Chris is SmackDown and Marcus
has got Collision.
Collision, yeah.
Okay. And nobody's got Rampage.
Nobody wants Rampage.
I'll take Impact before I take Rampage.
I'll take Rampage.
Rampage has been better over the last couple
We don't
weeks,
need to talk. We all got one. We don't need 3 AEW shows.
If something comes up on Rampage, yeah.
Whoever does Collision or Dynamite can add on to Rampage.
Rob,
sure.
You can add in Rampage on your Dynamite review if there's something worth mentioning. This is when we missed. If we had Nicole, we have Rampage covered. We miss you, Nicole.
I still would take Impact over Rampage.
But go ahead and start, Motown.
Raw. Started off with Sami Zayn sad over KO leaving Raw for SmackDown. Why the fuck are your bitch ass sad? You guys been a tag team for 6 months. You've been turning on his ass, whooping his ass, Paloopa kicking his ass for 2 goddamn years prior. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit, Sami Zayn. Oh, I'm so sad that he gone. I'm mad that you here, Jay, and he's not. You've been rolling with Jay Uso longer than you've been rolling with KO. Really? Get the fuck out of here. Ricochet versus Nakamura. Falls count anywhere. Why the fuck was this falls count anywhere? I don't know if you've seen this match. This did not need to be a falls count anywhere match. This could have been a straight up fucking match. Completely fucking useless that they added that stipulation in. Fuck you guys for doing that shit. Then we had Sammy and Jay in the back. Jake confronted him. Well, want to know what's up with him? No, he's just all upset at KO over there. No, because KO has been his boy for the last 6 months, even though Jake been his boy for the last 2 years. Fuck you, Sammy. Moving on. Piper, Niven, and Chelsea Green. They had a promo. I'm happy that we saw Jason Katana show up. Tegan Knox is there. I don't know what the fuck Nikki Cross was doing, sitting up on the things, watching this whole thing. I expected her to do something, but of course, it's fucking Raw. Nothing happened with it. They didn't even acknowledge the fact that the bitch was sitting there.
And they have 3 hours to do it in. So
They
you're
got
Why
3
you
hours
free.
to do it in. They
No
gonna have
wonder you
you
do
think
Jay Cargill.
they make you fucking hit rewind like I didn't see this right because I don't know. I'm not a TV person. But I thought if you put something on TV, you fucking acknowledge it. You don't pretend like the bitch ain't there. Oh God, this 3 hours of this shit. Then we have Piper versus Natty. Really good match in all honesty. I like Piper Niven. I'm not feeling the new ring gear that she had on, but she could still get it without a doubt. But she could. Piper wins this match. I'm happy that she won the match. She needed to win. But this match right here, you know what this match was? This match was a Motown Mastermind masterpiece because it didn't matter who won. I will put it on Natty like does. Bobby will put it on Piper like does. We all win on this.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Just
Then
to
we
be
move on
clear.
Then we move on to
Wait. And new tag team champions of the world.
Oh, hell yeah.
Digging them guts like no other.
Then we move on to my boy, Seth freaking Rollins. Man, you could tell when stuff come out with the clothes he's wearing there. You can see why Becky Lynch called herself the man. This motherfucker comes out in a fucking see-through blouse and a goddamn VCR front and fucking glasses.
That was ridiculous.
I've never seen a Christmas tree with that many decorations on it.
Man.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
But the cool thing is, everybody, no matter how ridiculous this motherfucker look, we all still singing his song.
No, I don't.
Speak for yourself.
I'll be
No, I
singing it
don't.
when I'm watching. Now, I'm not going to sing on video. We don't need this shit on video. We really don't. But it was this typical Seth Rollins shit. He's bitching that Drew McIntyre stated like he won him 100%, but he questioned Drew McIntyre. I'm not a huge fan of Drew McIntyre, but I like his answer. Like he was like, I want you 100% for our match, but I ain't gonna be your goddamn babysitter. Stop putting yourself in this goddamn situation where you need to be bailed out. Be a fucking man. I love his response, though, but I could really have done without this. Then we move on to the next match. The mastermind favorite wrestler, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano versus Ludwig. This was a really good match. I enjoyed this match. The only thing with Johnny Wrestling, he has no goddamn personality though. But these two put on a good technical match. Happy Ludwig won. It was a good technical match though, but it was also kind of this like dead.
Bobby. Oh.
No, it wasn't a good match. But nobody was feeling it because Johnny has no fucking personality. That's the only thing that motherfucker's lacking. Then they had an interview backstage. They had Johnny Wrestling back there with Tommaso Ciampa. They hinting around towards the DYR reunion, and Imperial was like, "Fuck that shit. Let's whoop your ass real quick."
I would be down with that though.
I would be too. Like I much rather see Johnny Gargano back in DYI than doing singles.
That's the Revival's best tag team matches was against those two guys.
Without a doubt. That shit was fantastic.
FTR and them was
Bobby's doing the
fantastic.
third wave. I can't believe that. Oh.
And then we move on to Andy Hardwell challenging Becky Lynch for the NXT title because, being a Raw superstar, why the fuck wouldn't you challenge her for the NXT title? Oh, I never lost my belt. Bitch, you never lost the belt because you went to Raw. You go to fucking Raw, you want to wrestle for the NXT title. Take your monkey ass back there, you goofy looking bitch. Then we move
Are you
on.
taking the truth? Hold on. Wait. Tony, you forgot. She went Raw with Dexter Loomis.
She did go Raw with Dexter Loomis.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
And what happened to Trish, man? Like,
I think Trish is done.
Trish, I would have rather her been the NXT champion than Becky Lynch.
Man, tell me about it.
I guess she was only there for a limited time on a
I think it was a limited time. I
contract.
think when she put Becky over, and goddamn, that was worth for her putting Becky over. But when she put Becky over, that was it for her, I think.
Yeah, but
She's
that
a
was
mom
also
now.
it for Zoe
Wait.
Stark, too. We haven't seen much of her.
And
That's
she's fantastic, too.
She is, though, and she's been fucking wasted since Trish been gone.
Exactly.
But don't worry, though. Daddy making sure Trish get her work ass in. Moving on.
Thank you for joining us on FT. Oh.
Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley.
Mm.
I was enjoying this match for a little minute. I like them two wrestling. It sucked the way they used Shayna Baszler. Nobody in the right mind even thought that Shayna Baszler had a shot at winning this title. And then it ended in a big ass clusterfuck. You know, Nia Jax come out. Marcus with her botching ass.
There you go.
Yeah, Joey Stars out there. I mean, it just ended. I don't know how it ended. I don't know if it was like one of them got disqualified is through the match out or whatever the case may be. But it ended in a big ass clusterfuck. It was kind of stupid how it ended. Then Becky Lynch told Adam Pearce that Becky Lynch was talking to Adam Pearce and the Jade came out. Kind of teasing that. I'll be honest with you, Jade goes to NXT. I kind of feeling Jade taking the title off of Becky. Send that bitch back up to Raw, get her off fucking NXT. If you're gonna sit, I don't have a problem with Jade taking the title right off the bat in NXT, and she's the face of the women's division there. She's the biggest star there. I ain't got no problem
that's
with
exactly what they did in AEW almost. You said you didn't want them to do that with her.
No,
Yeah, but with that, our argument was the machine. This is the machine behind her.
The way they used Jade and AEW, that was the only thing they did right in the women's division in AEW.
Facts.
Then we move on to Gunther versus Bronson Reed. This was a good match. I am becoming a big fan of Bronson Reed. I've watched the guy for a long time. Since he's been called up, the more I see this man in the ring, the bigger a fan that I become. He is legit. He is for real. But Gunther is the GOAT.
Yeah, he is.
He's the GOAT. But them two in the ring was really good. I enjoyed that match completely. It was just, but I never thought that Bronson Reed was going to beat Gunther. I mean, I never thought his title was in jeopardy. Then you had an interview with The Miz with Jackie Redmond, and Nia Jax interrupted it, and then they cut it off. Complete fucking night. If Raw was 2 hours, we wouldn't have had that segment. Then you had the Alpha Academy and the New Day backstage set up their shit. And once again, if Raw was 2 hours, we wouldn't have had that shit. And then we close out the show with main event Jey Uso and his tag team partner Cody Rhodes. Been tag team champions, what, like week 2? Something like that. A little minute. They've been champs for a little minute. Taking on the former champion of Judgment Day. And I love the fact that Judgment Day went out there. They didn't need no help from the Judgment Day or anything like that. Boom, bam, bam. Judgment Day with a good, clean victory with a little help from Jay. But
that wasn't a clean victory. What? What
really?
That was okay, Bob. Somebody take over because Tony's tripping.
No, because everybody always talk about how the Judgment Day gotta fight for each other and do this and that for each other. No, the Judgment Day did not cost them.
Yeah,
that little bitch Jimmy did.
I couldn't figure out. They said they were getting backstage heat, Uso and Cody, and I couldn't get any details. I tried to do some research on it, but
it makes no sense to me, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah, something was going on with them being the champs.
But good, clean victory for the Judgment Day. I was really
Yes.
happy that they won it. I'm legit though. Like I'm fucking around with the clean victory, but I am happy to put the titles back on them. They need the titles. Main event Jay and Cody. Just a thrown
I
together
like
tag
seeing
team.
them with all the belts too.
Yeah,
Dominic, Rhea,
like
like it just
when
looks
Raw
better.
went off the air and you saw all of them with the gold. They got
Yeah, I like that
everybody
kind of shit.
champion and they got the briefcase.
I like that shit.
So I'm happy they put the titles back on. Though definitely good move. That was Raw.
It ended good. It was whack at the beginning.
Man, I really think my review was more entertaining than the
The
fucking
last
show.
hour of Raw was fantastic. That's all they needed to put on the TV was that last hour of Raw.
That's why Raw needs to be 2 hours though.
Yeah.
A lot of the bullshit they had in there is fucking fillers though. It's like the Becky Lynch shit was filler, and they filler in a lot.
Hell, a lot
Yeah.
The
of the
mid shit was
pay-per-views
filler. They
that
had too much filler on this.
a lot of the PLEs have filler in them. So
Which is sad.
yeah, it's very sad.
It's sad, but I mean, you gotta keep in mind too, like WWE is looking at it like a PLE, like we gotta entertain you for $10. We ain't gotta entertain you for $60.
Bobby,
You get what you pay for.
NXT? Do you have a minute to do NXT?
Yep, you right on time on that one. That was perfect.
Sweet.
All right, so I'm just going to kick it off. It's not going to be in particular order because this one kind of disappointed me just a little bit. NXT is usually good. This one was okay. Chase wins the Bada Bing Bada Boom Battle Royal. Of course, the Tony brothers or whoever the family, whatever they want to call each other. The imitation of one of my good buddies out there. It gets on my nerves.
Vinashino Vachetti.
That's right. He's an imitation of Vinacino Vachetti.
The Sicilian Strangler. Look him up.
That's right. You don't know who he is, you better look this man up. Now he is half the man that he was before, but I'm telling you, he's still powerful. Anyway, he'll get that joke. Chase U wins that, and I'm very happy for Chase U because it's about time they did something with them.
Yeah.
These guys worked their butt off and they deserved it. So congratulations to them. Next, NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. First round matchup. This was full of them today. And I'm telling you, this Carmen Petrovic versus Jada Parker matchup was awesome. You can tell Jada needed a lot of work in the ring, but she has the heart, she has the spirit, and she has the skill. She just needs to know how to piece it together. NXT is where she's going to learn that. But Carmen Petrovic, wow. I'm sorry. This girl is going to come back and do some things. She's a third-degree black belt, has a lot of athleticism. She needs to clean up her moves a little bit too. Not like Jada, but I'm telling you, you got to watch out for her. Petrovic is going to be something. I just think Jada needs to change her name because Jada Pinkett is making that name sound bad.
Yeah.
Next one, Valkyria versus Tegan Knox. I think I'm one of the few people on this earth that care less about Tegan Knox. Valkyria wins that one. Shotzi versus Kiana James. Shotzi wins that one. This was respect to Shotzi because of what she did for her cousin, cutting off her hair to suffer from cancer. You check it in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me get your driver's license. Ariana Grace defeats Reese. And Carmelo Hayes defeats Baron Corbin.
It's on the Nick Cannon.
Okay, go ahead, guys.
All right.
Go ahead, Marcus.
No, Marcus ain't next.
Right.
He's got Dynamite.
I know.
No, he got Collision.
Oh.
Yeah. This week's Dynamite was actually fairly good. There were great matches, but there were issues that I had as well. Started out with Jay White versus Penta El Cerro Mero. Good match, but there was a whole lot of shenanigans going on because of the MJF thing, which closed out the show too, but we'll get there. The match was decent though. Then we move on to the women's title, Hikaru Shida versus Emi Sakura. Sakura has been growing on me. I don't know where
Sakura been having me growing.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. But actually, Shida and Sakura work well together because Sakura trained Shida. They had a really good rough and tumble match with each other in the style that they're familiar with.
Okay.
So I enjoyed that match.
I did not know that part, but I explained it though. So thank you, Rock. I didn't know she trained her.
Yeah, Emi Sakura trained Hikaru Shida.
Makes
They
sense.
had good chemistry. They had
Yeah,
nice chemistry.
Yeah, they go a long way back. Omega versus Fletcher. Great match. They were trying to further the stuff with the Callis family and whether Fletcher was going to be a part of it or not, but he won and so he fell. Don Callis is just, he's straying into Jimmy Hart territory or Gary Hart territory with what a scumbag he is as a manager and on the mic. So I'm enjoying that part. And as
Wait. Well, I see what you're saying, but more like a bootleg dollar store version, though.
well, Don Callis is a bootleg dollar store, so that
Yeah.
stands to reason. That's why people hate his ass. So there it is. But Omega and Fletcher really clicked. I loved their work together. Although if you don't like the style that Omega does, then you're probably not going to like the match. But I like the style, so I did.
It's not that. He should be the biggest star. I just don't get it. He's an EVP. When they signed Omega, they signed an international star, and he goes through these lows where he wins or he just loses all the time. And that's what I can't put my finger on it, why he doesn't have the it factor in America like he has in Japan, because in Japan he's God.
I think it's because of A, the style issue, and B, he's trying
His
to be
style's
part
fine
of,
to me.
I think he's trying to be
But I think part of it is that
story.
Cody. I think part of it is that Cody Rhodes thing, where like he feels like he needs to put others over versus putting himself over.
Fuck
Well,
that. I
And
would
he's not a
put
good pro-
myself over and be the star of the show.
But no,
He's
because
he's
that's
not
the
a
same
great
problem that
promo either.
Cody had there.
Well, there might be something to that too, that he wants to like be more generous, but I think third, he's also getting involved in storylines that I don't think he needs to be in. I think he should have. I think they should have moved him on from the Callis
He
family
wrestles
thing.
his friends too much. That's why you know what I mean? Does that make sense to you guys?
Okay, he's going to Full Gear to take on MJF, and they started working with that too.
Yeah.
Which it comes out of the blue for me, but and that is a big problem with AEW in general. They don't build things properly, and a lot of them comes out of the blue.
That's one of the biggest problems I have with him.
Because they want the match. They want the match on paper and on the screen, and they don't want to.
And he should be winning going into that match. That's my whole point. Like you don't lose and go into a main event with the world champion. That doesn't. That's not wrestling storytelling.
But the problem with AEW is Tony Khan, because Tony Khan could put together a good card. Like Tony Khan put together matches that are good.
Marcus, take over. I don't know what Tony talking about.
He doesn't build up to him, though. He doesn't have you vested in him, though.
Well,
he does a shitty job of building to him.
He puts up great pay-per-views, though. So one hand is six in one hand. Half a dozen
when I was talking about good card, I was talking about good
pay-per-view you talking about, Rob? When did he put up a good pay-per-view?
You don't think that?
No, I thought Fastlane's my favorite pay-per-view of the year. It was 5 matches. It was quick. Every match had a storyline.
Oh my God, we are not even on in
he
the
was
same
throwing
book
matches
here.
together the week before the pay-per-view.
That's what I'm talking about.
It turned.
I don't like how he throws matches together. He throws together good matches, but it's like, he throws them together last minute, like it's fucking rushing.
I know that, but there were on the Wrestle Dream card, you had Danielson versus.
It was a nightmare, Rob.
You had you had the Callis family versus Jericho and Company.
It was a nightmare.
FTR versus Aussie Open. You had Cage versus Darby. Those are great matches.
FTR's best matches this year have been against Jay White and Juice Robinson Those were pay-per-view style matches. I'm not an Aussie, but that's not your. I didn't mean to break up your thing. You're doing your thing, and you're AEW. I'm sorry, Rob.
No,
I do apologize.
I'm just
I'm just not a fan. It's not my style, my cup of tea.
Well, I'm just saying, you comparing Fastlane to Wrestle Dream is like you telling me
they
that
had
Bologna is
19
better
matches
than
on
steak.
Wrestle Dream, and they had 5 matches on Fastlane.
All of which,
for my palate, I like them in 5 matches.
Stunk. Half of which were terrible. I hated Fastlane. But but moving
go ahead.
on.
I'm sorry, Rob.
No, it's okay. We get the Sting announcement, which was handled very well, giving Sting his own forum to say goodbye. I'm hoping they don't like drop the ball with this and make it like a 6-man tag or some kind of stupid crap like that.
Me and Bobby were talking about it. The way things been going, it needed to be Sting versus Christian Cage.
Maybe.
I'd bring Hogan back and let Sting put him in the death lock. That's what I would do.
That might be what they're building to, considering the storyline they're doing, but we'll see.
And you can have him doing heel shit to Sting, and then further the Adam Copeland angle with him.
Oh well, yeah,
that makes sense.
Speaking of that, we have
that was being Bobby booking.
Speaking of that, we had the Adam Copeland interview, which I didn't think went anywhere because he just stated the obvious. You had the Nick Wayne interview with his mother and Jim Ross,
which is trash.
It was a waste.
Nick Wayne's mom on TV. Oh my God!
No, Rob was getting ready to say it was a waste of time. Rob, take control, baby. Talk to him. Talk to Tony.
I thought that this was ground they could have covered elsewhere that they didn't need to do on this show, but I digress.
Fuck both of y'all. I need more of Nick Wayne's mom.
I'm tired of AEW putting people's mom. Didn't they put Trent's mom? Had the minivan? Remember all that? I'm tired of everybody's mama showing up on the show.
Wait. Do not compare that fat ugly bitch.
That was more entertaining than this one. Yes, it was.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God.
Nick Wayne's mom is a MILF. Trip Beretta's mom is a fucking old mom. Like, no.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. We're degenerating fast here. Let me get done with this and then you guys can tear it apart, all right? Okay, then we had Timeout Tony Storm, which I couldn't fucking stand. I know that you like this, Chris, but I
loved it.
Well, go watch Sunset Boulevard. You'll love that movie. And then we got our main event, which was the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal for the Diamond Ring match against MJF. It was pretty predictable. I wish that they had had Caster win it instead of Juice Robinson, and then they could have figured out how to make it a 3-way dance for the ring, and then we could have gotten confliction, but as it turns out, they wanted to save that for the end of the match. And the end time brawl of it, where the Bang Bang Gang went over, was actually saved the segment. The Battle Royal was crap, but the ending of it actually was pretty good when Switchblade took a page out of MJF's book and kicked a Colts field goal into MJF's nads.
I know one thing. I want to do a Bang Bang Gang on Nick Wayne's mom.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. And with that, for God's sake, Chris, take SmackDown and save our souls.
First, I want to say, Rob starts off, this was a pretty good show, and then bashes half the show. So I don't know if you like shows that are a 5 out of 10.
No.
I was waiting for you to tell me when it was good. Like, I'm sitting here with open ears.
There were great matches. Great matches.
Rob, you just bashed it for the last 15 minutes.
No.
I was bashing the interview segments, not the matches.
I get what Rob is saying, though, because like AEW put together good matches, but they don't put together good shows. Like they drop the ball on a lot of shit.
It's their execution too.
On it, though.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the
working on it, though.
execution.
Rob, they've been working on it for 4 years.
I
Like
know
Marcus
that,
said,
but they're-
it,
Hey,
they
hey,
won't
hey,
put-
Chris, 4 years. Remember, in the debate, Bobby said give him 5.
Bobby said give him 5. You're right. You're right. And
Oh,
look, now they got half their rosters WWE stars, so they're
I
halfway
am
there. They're
I am
halfway there.
I am more. Oh, come on. Jade
Hey,
White is fantastic, and so is Penta. They
hey,
had
the
a
best
great
wrestler
run.
on the show is Edge. That's a fact.
Sheeta, well, he
No,
needs to show it,
I love,
team.
no, I love Penta.
He
I
needs
Edge
to
and
love Penta.
Daniel
show it
Bryan are the
sometime
2 best
soon.
wrestlers on the show.
Daniel Bryan, yes, but
Hey,
he's
just so
not
y'all
the
know,
average
anybody that's
ROH
so
guy.
disrespect Penta, my mom will be looking for your asses.
You know I love Penta. Come on, man. I watch Lucha
Right.
Underground.
Ever since Lucha
White
Underground,
and
my mom been
Penta,
in love with Penta.
White and
Uh,
Penta had a
Only thing
great
she
match.
hates is the fact he ain't breaking arms in
She-
AEW.
Let me
Sheeta
break out the #1 wrestling show on
Sheeta and
television.
Sakura had the best match on the show, and neither one of them are WWE.
No, bruh. It
I
doesn't even matter. It
It
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
smack
No,
down.
Rob, they're
Look,
okay, but
look at
that
Tyler,
match
it's
on
SmackDown.
WWE would have been boring as hell. We would have been like, what the hell is this shit? On
Well, that's
AEW,
because the
it
whole
stands out
audience is
because AEW
uninformed.
doesn't have a lot. When you're a monkey, you're smarter than everybody else on AEW. When you're on WWE, you got to be a genius. That's a fact.
When you're on WWE, you have to be a casual fan who likes
Bruh,
baloney for
let me
lunch.
show you the difference. There's levels to this. Let me show you what the levels are as I bring up SmackDown. They start out with the hottest White Lightning baby face in the business versus Paul Heyman. LA Knight versus Paul Heyman.
In an interview segment.
Loved this promo. No, I love this segment. Get out of my ring. Get your ass back in the ring. Get out of my ring. You know, they're leading into Crown Jewel. We know we're getting the match we want, but the funny thing about WWE, that at least AEW's unpredictable. WWE, we can predict the matches. He's not beating Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. That's just a fact. But I hope it's a disqualification, to be honest with you. That's the one thing that AEW doesn't do. They can go outside the ring and fight and nobody counts. At WWE, you will get counted out and you don't lose the belt by disqualification. So I hope it's something like that to keep the storyline going, because, you know, I was a Eli Drake fan, but I'm telling you right now, I didn't know he was this good until he became LA Knight. This guy is phenomenal. He's white hot. I'm on every word.
I'm with you on that, because I always love Impact. I love
Eli Drake was fantastic. He was fantastic. And he does the thing. He didn't change the gimmick. He just changed the name. That's what I love about it. The first match of the night was Santos versus Ford. It was a great match, but I think Andrade is better than Santos. Like I'd rather see it. The thing about Santos is he actually speaks better English than Andrade and Rey Mysterio, because Rey Mysterio has a promo later where he was like trying to talk Hispanic or something. He was like putting R's on his words that he wouldn't normally do. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? But Santos versus Ford, the right guy won. The thing I picked out of this match is, when I say this level, Bobby Lashley looks like a superstar, wearing the suit and everything, being a leader of a faction. I've never seen this side of Bobby Lashley where he's not wrestling on a weekly basis, but he looks like $1 million. That's how you tell storylines. That's how you create a faction. That's how he is putting over the Street Profits just by him being Bobby, the best version of Bobby Lashley I've ever seen. And I'm with it. I was really impressed by Bobby Lashley this week. The Pretty Deadly versus the Brawling Brutes. Let's move on.
Yes, let's, please.
I believe in believability. We're called Pretty Deadly, and we're going to wrestle the Brawling Brutes. Okay. Anyway.
Wait, hold on. Wait. I gotta ask you something. You don't like Pretty Deadly?
I'm not better than the Brawling Brutes. I'm not entertained by it. They remind me of when Fandango and what's his name was in a group, a wrestling
I like
team.
them better. Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I
Fandango
like them
and
better.
Yeah,
Tyler
that's
Breeze.
that's who they remind me of, though. That when I see it, I go, "We've seen this already."
I'm
That's
sorry,
all.
I think
They can wrestle. I'm just. It's not. It's there's a high
Okay.
level on my show and there's a low level. They're at the low level to me on my show. I could
Now,
do
you
without them.
complained when I
Okay.
had a low level.
You had a lot of low levels and said the show was great. I have one.
The wrestling was great.
I got
The
John Cena on my
interviews was
show. I
tough.
got LA Knight on my show. Come on now. You can't compare AEW to my show. Come on, Rob.
Oh, I
Let me get-
can, but that's not important right now.
You know
But-
I'm messing with you, Rob.
You do.
But-
You know I'm
Hey,
teasing.
Chris.
I know.
Hey, Chris.
I know. Go
Hey,
ahead.
Chris. You know, and fuck you. That Spectre's my show first.
Yeah, I know we're going to talk about some of these kind of things later, but John Cena is one of the if Christian and Edge can still wrestle, John Cena can still wrestle. That's he trying to announce his retirement and do all that. That's just from out. They're setting up a match. We know he's going to fight Braun Breaker down the line, but the retirement talk and then Solo looks like a future. Like I said, he reminds me of Samoa Joe mixed with Gordy from the Fabulous Freebirds. Like Bam Bam, like this kid is big. I just love him. He doesn't have to talk.
Be Umaga on steroids.
Oh my God, he doesn't have to say anything. But the best part of that was, I love how they said we traded for KO and then for Jay Uso, and then Jay Uso pops up on the show. I said, that must be the greatest trade in the history of wrestling because Jay Uso's back. And I love when you wrestle with people like your family or guys you got chemistry with. His brother knows he's White Lightning as a babyface, and he sold that super kick when he flipped over that barricade. That was one of the moves of the night for me. I like watching guys wrestle with each other that get it. And they're like, I don't mind selling for you. I'm going to put you over. I thought Jimmy put his brother over. I thought it was awesome. Nick Aldis kicked Pearson J off the show and told him to leave. So it defeated my thing about him being on both shows. But I was still like, just seeing Nick Aldis on WWE, am I the only one? Isn't it weird? Like he was Impact, NWA World Champion for so long. And now he's the general manager. He reminds me of what a modern day Ric Flair would be.
When I say this, I'm not putting it on the same level, but Nick Aldis for NWA was Ric Flair back in the day. He
reminds me of a modern day Ric Flair. That's who he reminds me of.
But see, that's the pain of it, though, is because they're wasting him with this.
No, there's nothing for him to do, Rob. That's why they're doing this. They got to let this LA Knight thing. What, you want Nick Aldis to come back and be Wrestle Theory? No, this guy is a major player. He is, when he drops down out of the GM spot, he's going to be in the main event picture. Those are facts.
They could do this like when they have Rigo as the GM, and then
could you see them sending Nick Aldis to NXT to develop him because you know what I'm saying?
The fact that he has nothing to do is the problem.
They're loaded. That's all that means. We got a roster, baby.
Figure it out. That's
we have a loaded roster. This is the perfect thing for him to do. I love how they're bringing him in because let him be the GM for a while. Let's see if LA Knight sticks and lasts long as a baby face. Let's see what the Jey Uso stuff. Then you bring Nick Aldis in. The Roman Reigns thing backs them into a corner. Having Reigns never be defeated backs them into a corner because we know the title's not going to change.
I agree with Chris on this because we don't need Nick Aldis in NXT to develop his in-ring skills.
No.
He's a phenomenal wrestler. Get his face out there. This is a good way to get his face out there, get that name recognition, get
it's
the
already got shock value with me. I was shocked when he popped up. I said, what? I was shocked as fuck. I'll be honest with you.
Not only that,
my boy,
had the
go ahead, Marcus.
Had the audience it was crickets when he popped up. So they need out there anyway.
Yeah. And I know you don't like this, Rob, but I'm glad Logan Paul's back. This guy's on fire. He just boxed in London, won his match. This guy has more followers than anybody other than probably The Rock in WWE. He's money. Putting him with Rey Mysterio for that U.S. title, I'm hoping that means that we'll see a lot more of them. This is what they could have done with Austin Theory if he actually had an ounce of personality. Logan Paul's a natural heel. And I watched this promo and I was sitting there like, he pops up less than Brock Lesnar and puts on a show. And he ain't even a full-time wrestler or a vet.
And I hope he wins the title.
He has to. Because then eventually you can have him versus Dominic.
Rob. Ray don't need that title.
Rob, I'm telling you, it's about money and numbers. It's about numbers and dollars.
Well, I am about quality, and I'm
He's
sorry.
performed every time, Rob. He
performed
Roman Reigns at the last Jewel.
He's a one-trick damn pony.
No, he's not,
No,
Rob. I disagree.
He's not showing me
I
anything.
disagree. I watched him hang. If he only wrestled guys like The Miz, you got me. I saw him wrestle Roman Reigns at the last Crown Jewel, and we all agreed that match was better than we thought it was going to be. Then I saw him and Ricochet put on a show. I mean, this guy puts on a show he put on a show with Rollins. So basically, he put on a show with two of the world champions. Yeah, he put on a show with both world champions. This guy held his own, and you don't like him, Rob. You don't like him because he has to do what he's supposed to do, though, and make it look good.
There are guys who have paid their dues much more than
Rob,
Paul has.
we're talking about Jade Cargill being green.
Here's the problem I have with that, Rob, is the fact that like you have these same guys that got to pay their dues, but you put them in the ring with the same people.
They don't put on the same show,
and it wasn't as good.
And there's certain people that come along that are one in a million. This guy's a one in a million. He looks like a wrestler.
And those matches are not as good.
Ricochet almost killed him, and they said because he tucked his head and knew that the move was going wrong, might have saved his life. That's a veteran move. Ricochet almost killed him.
Guys,
I don't know, Rob. I disagree.
We are definitely not on the same page with that, but Logan Paul is only in the position that he's in because he's a celebrity.
He got the opportunity because he's a celebrity, and he's in the position because he's performed well in that position. That's the fact, Rob.
Guys, let Rob finish his point.
All right.
Look, the guy has got less experience than a whole lot of other people that have been waiting in line for much longer. And you said yourself they got a deep roster. So why, other than clicks and chasing trends, does this guy get more opportunities than anybody else? Now, Ray can carry him to a good match, fine. But the guy's only had 7 matches in his whole entire life. And you're telling me that it's more than just celebrity? I'm sorry, it isn't. This guy is in a position that he doesn't deserve to be in. That's my only point. But
the thing is, though, those 7 matches have been better than somebody. All these guys you said to be in that position are not performing against the same competition as him.
And Bobby said it best at the last Crown Jewel. We all remember when we did our predictions for the matches. We were like, Logan Paul versus Reigns is going to demolish him. Then when we came back the next week, we were like, that was the best match of the night. Was Logan Paul versus Reigns. Like he actually had a good match. He had good spots. He doesn't have botches. Like if he had botches, Rob, I would believe you, but it looks like whoever's training him, this guy's a natural. That's what I see with my eyes. A natural. And you get an opportunity, you have to make the best of it, and he has. If he would have messed up, they wouldn't keep giving him opportunities.
Those guys that these people who have more experience and he's performing better. I'm like, if he had experience these other ones, then he'd be one of the best.
Right. I'm gonna skip to the end so Marcus can go. I'm just gonna go to the main event. But that's a good topic we can talk about, Rob, one day. I'm gonna go to Charlotte Io Sky. Once again, and I feel sorry for whoever had Raw. Once again, there's levels to this. This was a pay-per-view type of main event match to me. And yes, Charlotte is still the GOAT, but Io Sky held her own in that match. I was entertained. Not only that, I know Tony calls her that bitch Bailey, but Bailey didn't do too much. Like the faction is sitting back, chilling. They help out when they're supposed to. I'm still digging.
I
I
like
love
Bailey in this
Damage
role.
Control, and I'm
I
telling you,
like Bailey in her new role. I like this role for Bailey.
Io Sky is my favorite Joshi in the world right now, and she put on a show. Like she's clean. None of us can say that we watch an Io Sky match and she's sloppy or botches or does anything. She was selling her ass off, but once again, Charlotte shows there's levels to this. Her facials in this match were incredible, and then Bianca coming down. That might be the best I've ever seen Bianca look in my life. She was on. She looked fire. She looked fine as hell, and it was good to see her back. My roster is stacked on SmackDown for my women's division, and you know what? I know because of the way they let people come and go. Hell, Ripley might show up on my show. So I just want you guys to know: do you want to watch women's wrestling? Come to SmackDown, baby, because that's where it's at.
I want to say one thing, because you like, I don't know who got Raw. You know who got Raw, motherfucker? The motherfucker who originally had SmackDown and gave it to your monkey ass.
Thank you.
Oh. Well, you won fantasy football, so it's only fair.
Won it. Said I whooped that ass. I did a smiley wiggle on him.
Well, like I said, it's only fair. And it's only fair that Marcus closes us out with Collision.
Okay. With Collision, the show started off with a great match with Danielson and Andrade. This was the best counter move match I've seen in years. I mean, the way these guys would move, counter move. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, I really enjoyed this match, and based on that, I could have turned the show off after that, but
They probably should have.
Yeah, exactly. But after the match, Danielson and Andrade shake hands, lights go out, Mughead Black shows up and kicks the shit out of Danielson, and they move on to some kind of backstage segment with Darby talking about Nick Ryan, yada yada yada. Who gave a fuck? Then we have a squash match with Sky Blue, where she's selling being under some kind of trance from getting spit with the goo from Julia Hart, like the same gimmick she did before. They repeating that shit to a eventual heel turn, and she beat some chick named Hollywood Haley, whoever the fuck that was. Then we have what's next? The Guns against another job team where the Guns win, and the whole Golden Elite comes in the ring, and then the lights go out, and we see the Devil up in the Raptors, and they're shouting MJF, MJF. Then the next
Marcus, real quick.
Yeah.
I will give you the lowdown when you finish your review about who Hollywood is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have some odd set where they're interviewing some woman, I forget her name, is interviewing Orange Cassidy, and then some other woman comes in and says she needs to get pumped up and put the announcer chick on her shoulders and starts doing squats while they're interviewing Orange Cassidy. I didn't know what the fuck that was. So we move on to AEW's regularly scheduled garbage match of a Memphis Street fight with Eddie Kingston against the whole Jeff Jarrett crew, where you have the typical garbage cans and kendo sticks and lead pipes and this, that, and the other, and everybody got to come in and get their spot. Which basically, oh yeah, by the way, Dave Brown, who those who aren't old school, that was he was an announcer with Memphis for years, so he was commentary. And basically, Eddie Kingston has to fight off everybody in there, and they all took turns beating his ass. And of course, Jarrett wins. So now, Jay Lethal gets a shot at the Ring of Honor World Title, which I hope to God that he wins. But we'll touch on that more later. And let's see. Then from there, we have what's this? Another odd segment with the Acclaim, and they're doing this thing where Matt Caster doesn't know how to speak to girls, or he has some kind of man crush on MJF or some stupid shit. I don't know
What?
it's some kind of man crush. Well, I don't know what the fuck they doing.
Castor is legitimately gay.
We know that, but
That's what they're playing off of.
I thought the other one was gay. The other guy.
I thought it was
No.
Bowen was gay.
Right? Yeah.
No, Castor is gay. Bowen is not.
No, Bowen said he was gay. But
I thought,
anyway,
I thought it was the other way around.
Bowen's the one I saw on the
right. But okay, but anyway, so he said something inappropriate to the interviewer lady, and they left, and I don't know, something, whatever the fuck that stupid shit was. Then you have Miro against Andrade, where it was pretty much a squash match. He gave Andrade a little bit of offense, but for the most part, they selling a program where anything that anybody's wife tries to manage, he's gonna beat the shit out of them. So that's pretty much what that was. Then we go from that to FTR against two jobbers, and the match lasted about 20 seconds. Then the lights go out, and House of Black comes in, beats the shit out of them. Then we go to the main event of the tag champs, Ricky Starks and Big Bill against not Cesaro, Claudio and Yuta, which was actually wasn't a bad match. It was decent, but in the end, Big Bill and
Ricky Starks
retain, and lights go out again. Then out comes House of Black. They start beating their ass. Then FTR comes out, and they start beating their ass. And then what was crazy to me was, okay, so after FTR come out, then Daniel Bryan comes out. Okay, then they getting their ass beat, and then Moxley comes in. He has your boys are in the ring getting their ass beat. Yeah, you take your time coming out. Your music gotta play while your boys getting their ass beat. I would kick him out the group for that shit if it was me.
Yeah,
man, I'm getting my ass beat.
He's injured, right?
Well, then you know what? Don't do the segment then.
That's what I was thinking.
Or come in with a swinging a steel chair, or a Kindle, or some stupid shit, whatever. Okay, but still, I can't stand if you're trying to make the save, your music plays. That that is so old and tired. And if I'm getting my ass beat, you my boy, you better come out there running and don't put no goddamn music and all that.
Right.
But other than the first match, this show has really gone downhill since Punk left. But
it's sad.
It was basically a bunch of squash matches, and it looks like they're trying to do something about
House of Black.
Yeah, that's basically what.
Remember when we were like, what happened to them? And Julia Hart was just coming out. Now you see them 3 or 4 times on the show.
Yeah.
Well, Malachi was
I'm
hurt
happy that again because for a while it was just Julia Hart, and she had
Brody with her.
Brody King with her. You didn't see the other ones.
I think
thought they were coming back to WWE. That's what I thought.
I think both Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews were injured, and that's why they kind of backed off on them. So they may be trying to kickstart them up again.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll work. I don't know.
I hope somebody pays attention to Matthews. I think the guy's phenomenal.
Oh, he's great. But my question is, BBC, are they heels or baby faces? Because he changes every damn week.
Yeah,
they're tweeners.
I'm just wondering.
They're tweeners, but
they act like heels, though. They talk like heels.
For time though, let's move on. What's up, Bob? What's next?
Oh, I'm sorry. You Tapped Out is next, and by tradition, Marcus goes first.
Absolutely.
So my tap out is AEW had this bi-weekly battle royal again, where you're gonna get about 2 or 3 a month, and this one was for the Dynamite Diamond Ring or some shit.
It is for the it's to fight for the ring.
Okay, right. So they make this ring supposed to seem important by putting in a bunch of mid-card guys and making everything once. And these motherfuckers are dancing in the middle of a battle royal. They're spinning on their backs. they're doing thrust moves toward each other, and Dustin Rhodes is having a conversation with MJF at the ring. All this in the middle of a battle where it's supposed to be important. Okay, I'll let that sink in and move on to the next guy.
Okay. How about Chris? Bobby, do you have a tap out? No. Okay, Chris.
Mine is, they made the trade for KO one week, and the next week, Jay is on SmackDown. And they tried to clean it up by going, Nick Aldis kicked him off the show. But I'm so sick of it. Hell, Dominic, for them to act like this kid's meaningless and he has the belt, he's on all three shows. He's wrestling on NXT, Raw, SmackDown. But I was thinking, this must be the greatest trade ever. You trade for KO, and you know that Jey Uso is going to be involved in bloodline shit on your show anyway. So, because they're setting it up, it looks like LA Knight and possibly Jey Uso, or you know what I mean, fighting somebody, or John Cena and Jey Uso. But I just don't get it. I don't know why they have this brand split. Just let them come and go as they want. We're not going to ask questions. When you tell us that they're not allowed to, then it looks stupid. It makes y'all look crazy when they go on every show.
Yeah, the draft was useless.
Just don't say nothing, and we won't even question it.
Yeah. The draft is just the brand split used to trade through. It's like I'm gonna trade LeBron James to like the Miami Heat, but I'm gonna bring him in for the fourth quarter in my Cleveland game. He's traded.
Yeah, it's not logical. But Motown, what's yours?
Mine is, and before I say what my tap out moment is, the match was phenomenal. Andrade versus Brian Danielson was a phenomenal match. But the AEW fans is my tap out moment of the week. And the reason is, before the match started, this is awesome. These motherfuckers haven't done a goddamn thing before the fans are chanting, this is awesome. That pissed me the fuck off. The match deserve it. This is awesome, chant, but can we build to that shit? I don't want a this is awesome chant when the bell rings. Really? Can they do some shit? This ain't Rock Austin standing in the ring playing up to the crowd. No, this is Brian Danielson and Andrade. There was nothing awesome about the this is awesome. Nothing awesome happened at that moment. We had awesome moments later. And sadly enough, we really get those chances later.
Okay, well, my tap out is intertwined with our last segment, so I'm going to defer on mine and wait until we get there, and we'll move on to a moment of the week. And Bobby, do you have one? Nope. Okay. Chris, what's your moment?
I've already said it once. I'm going back to the Jey Uso. Shawn Michaels, Christopher Adams, Adam Cole, some of the Dolph Ziggler, some of the best super kicks in the business. Then you see the Bucks go do their super kick party and just ruin it. But that kick, I know you guys don't pay attention to the little things, but I do. Jimmy sold that for his brother. He knows his brother's over, and the way he flipped over, it just reminds me of their whole family. The Rock used to be one of the best sellers in the business.
Yeah. Nobody sold a stunner like The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it. I rewound it 3 times. I was like, and then I watched it on YouTube. He took it's his brother, so they probably grew up wrestling in the ring. He took it stiff, and he flipped. To where he recklessly flipped. Like, I'm going to sell this for my brother. And I just like that kind of stuff. Like, use a super kick when it means something. Don't just use it for the hell of it like the Young Bucks do. Do any of us remember a memorable Young Buck kick? No. But we remember when Adam Cole super kicked Ricochet out of that flip, and that was perfectly timed. And this is one of those kicks I'm going to remember forever. Is Jay Uso kicking his brother?
Okay.
We remember when Shawn Michaels gave that sweet chant music to Shelton Benjamin too on Raw.
Yeah. And Diesel.
Yeah.
Marcus, what's your moment?
Oh, no, whoa. I would say like I'm.
Oh, okay. You're back. You're back. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I'm back. My moment of the week. I got to say the women's breakout tournament. That was kind of entertaining. We got a lot of new stars that's going to be coming up. That's going to be taking the airwaves of the women's division here in pro wrestling. It seems like WWE is finally getting their stuff together when it comes to the women. Hopefully, we know that at a drop of a hat they can screw up a cup of coffee and a bottle and a cup of boiling water. So, I pray to God that they hang on to most of these girls. These girls are good. I love women's wrestling. Next year we'll probably prove that with what we got planned. Just a little hint for some of the fans out there. Trying to make we'll just try to put a plan in the future for, let's say, next year. That's all I'm going to say for that right now. But I love women's wrestling. I think this is going to be a treat for all of us with this Jade Cargill and the future of the women's bracket and all of these tournaments going on. That we're going to see an uprising. It's going to make things a little more interesting. So, breakout tournament for me.
Okay. Marcus.
My moment of the week was last night. My baby retained her title. You know, I didn't see the match. I don't know if it was a good match. I wouldn't even care. Last night, Bound for Glory, Trinity beat Mickey
James.
So we retain her title. So that's the only thing that matters. That's my baby retaining. It's my moment of the week.
Motown.
Before I get my moment of the week, I gotta say this. As much as this motherfucker right here hates women's wrestling, his moment of the week is women wrestling.
And he starts off, I didn't see the match.
It don't matter.
That shit don't matter, Chris.
Nope, not at all. It could have been a shit match. I don't care. Yep.
The way the week went in wrestling, I only had one moment of the week on my list because I knew nobody's going to pick it. Because it's the only matter. It's the only moment for me that mattered. Nick Wayne's mama. Oh my God. I love his mama.
Don't blow a gasket, Rob. Don't.
I love his mama.
I think Tony's gonna blow a gasket talking about it. God,
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
You're gonna kill him after 30. He loses it.
we got 30 now.
Yes, that's even 30.
Tony's gonna lose it if he makes it.
Mastermind. Bobby, that ain't a gasket I'm blowing when it comes to Nick Wayne's mom.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I'm down. Breathe, Rob. Breathe.
All day, every day.
Woosah, Rob. Woosah.
Oh my God. I love Nick Wayne's mom. She ain't got to do goddamn thing. This show on my TV.
Nick Wayne's mom.
Did you see how fine Bianca looked this week, though?
It going on.
Bianca was looking good when she came out.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. We know Bianca is with Montez Ford. That ruins the dream right there. We don't know and we don't care. About Nick's mom.
Didn't we talk for an hour about how wrestlers cheat on their others? So
yes,
that means she's still up for grabs.
You go ahead and deal with him. You deal with
I'll be honest with you, Chris. I understand my status. Bianca's not cheating on Montez Ford with me. That shit ain't happening.
What?
But I gotta shut Nick Wayne's mom.
Nick Wayne's mom has got it going on.
going
And thank you for
on.
joining us on FTW Future Focus.
And
By
I
the
guess,
way,
and that bitch probably about 10 years younger than me too.
Then how the fuck is Nick Wayne?
Bro, he's young.
20.
Like, hey,
He's
yeah.
20.
Yeah, she's probably like
I
40, 41. I'm 50.
And I give
I'm
her
young. Yeah,
and I
that
give
bitch
I
is
give
definitely
her
young.
20.
She's way younger than me.
I give her 20.
thank you for joining us on FTW Future
Y'all gonna
Focus.
kill Rob, man. Y'all gonna be
Okay,
mad.
No, Rob ain't the one I'm trying to kill. I'm gonna put that mother. Never mind.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God, we're gonna get another record today. No, okay,
That's what
let's
she
come
said.
back to the clean. Thank you for joining us on FTW. No,
Wait.
I'm bringing it back to the
God.
clean world. I'm bringing it back to the clean world. My moment of the week was the announcement that the NWA, for the first time since 1988, is going to have their own show under their own banner on the CW soon.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
inked the deal. Billy Corrigan has finally secured a national TV deal. That means more wrestling on television. That means more exposure for the NWA. And
That means
after
more work for us,
years of
Rob.
abuse, the
That's more
NWA
work
deserves
for us,
it.
Rob.
Huh?
That's more work for us.
Hey, it's ratings, isn't that
We
right,
don't do
Chris?
Impact. We don't have to do NWA, but thank God Titus ain't the champ no more.
Well,
Man.
Titus
Lord.
retired.
Yeah, he retired, but I
Tyrus
mean,
He did that a long
retired.
time ago.
I know. Thank God he's not the champ anymore.
Well,
He should have
EC3 is
retired
their
a long
champ
time
now,
ago.
which opens up a whole new but more shows means more ratings, Chris. So I'm willing to do the work.
Tony said that. I like NWA. Tony
Yeah.
said that. I didn't say
That
that.
was, but also too is piggyback off that though. Did y'all hear Impact Wrestling going back to TNA?
Yes, total
Yes.
nonstop action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool because I really didn't like them being Impact.
It
Granted,
made me. I'm like, did Jeff Jarrett go back to TNA? That's what I started thinking when I heard it.
I
was
like TNA way
is
more
Jeff
than
Jarrett back?
Impact. Granted, I want to Impact Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton on the same goddamn
Oh.
night, man.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God.
We got one more segment, right?
Yes, we do.
Let's knock it out while we got time.
Okay, our next segment is our final segment is kind of my fault. And we are going to be discussing the idea that legends can degrade a roster when they return and start getting wins over over a regulars on the roster. Bobby, I think you wanted to explain why this is on the docket today.
Yes. Basically, Rob has had a conniption, you know what, when when I can't say what I want to here at the job, but he's had a conniption because he saw the Undertaker give a right hand to Braun Breaker, and he thought that was degrading the younger talent. So this is what I want to do. Rob, you're going to go second to last, and I'm going to go last. I'm going to ask, I don't care which order, whoever wants to go first between you three. Do you think when a legend comes back and he defeats that person, and scratch Becky Lynch, because I already know where he's going with that, but when a legend comes back and they defeat a talent, an up-and-coming talent, does that degrade the younger talent of the roster? So, actually, let Marcus start off with this. I want to hear Marcus be on this one.
I think it depends. I mean, for the most part, I have mixed feelings about that because, I mean, let's look at Trish Stratus. She's better than, I would say, 3/4 of the WWE women wrestling. And so from somebody like her, a younger talent could learn and get better, and she's good for ratings, which is what it's all about when they bring the legends back. Let's not forget, plain and simply, it's about the ratings, and it speaks to me for WWE especially this lack of creating stars. So in that instance, no. But if you look at somebody like I don't know, somebody who's white hot right now, like you take a LA Knight or an MJF, they shouldn't be losing to somebody like a fucking Jerry Lawler. So it just all depends on who's the legend and who's the person that they're wrestling. I mean, in some cases, yeah. Like to me, I don't think Braun taking a choke slam off Undertaker is degrading to him, because it was probably Braun's idea. He probably loved the Undertaker, and it was probably an honor for him to do anything with the Undertaker. Just like guys used to say, yeah, we want to take a stunner from Steve Austin. That was usually their idea, and getting the rub and all that kind of stuff. So it just depends on if the story is told right, and depending on who the star is and who's the legend, it could work. It just all depends.
Okay. Chris.
Good answer, Marcus. I kind of want to piggyback off Marcus. The Braun Breaker thing with the Undertaker was really all about the rub. That tells you how important Braun Breaker is to them. The Undertaker's one of those guys. If he comes back first, anybody, I always tell you, it's about believability for me. He came back with his American Badass persona. I would have preferred to see the Undertaker, but this is more like he's an old guy now. This is who he is. But it tells me that, okay, they must really like Braun Breaker, because they took the time to have the Undertaker come back, give him a little rub, tell him he ain't ready. Now all he has to do is show he's ready. And the collision course is the Cena match. So now it feeds into another legend that he's going to wrestle. And we know when they take these legends out, it is how you build your name. Cena's at the point in his career, he's going to put people over. He just is. Whether he can win a couple matches on Raw or SmackDown, but at the pay-per-view, he put Austin Theory over. They dropped the ball. That's on WWE. He took the time, had him, put him over. It was working for me. It's not like the old days when Hogan would come back, or all these, the NWO. The guys that are coming back right now are Edge, Christian, Cena. I mean, these guys are still in their 40s. I think except for Edge. Edge might be over 50, but they can still go.
He's not going to the door.
Yeah, they can go. I mean, Edge and Christian are two of the greatest minds that I think we can put Jericho up there, that have ever put matches together. There's a reason why AEW signed Adam. You know what I mean? He can go, and eventually these guys do get it. On their way out, they will put over somebody. We've never heard that about Edge, Christian, or Cena. Like Hogan didn't want to put over anybody. We know that. These guys get it. They're legitimate legends that I never was a big fan of Cena, but I always loved his attitude with the wrestling business. And if you go, well, I don't like Cena, well, then do you like Brock Lesnar's attitude, or do you like John Cena's attitude, is what you got to ask yourself. Because y'all bitch about Brock Lesnar, but he's box office. Like Marcus said, it comes down to numbers and ratings. And Brock Lesnar, you put him on TV, you get rid. They're already talking about him and Reigns again next year. It's a fact. They already are. Because now you guys got what you wanted. Let's take him off TV for a while. Let people forget about him. Then you bring his ass back. Just another notch on the belt for Reigns. But I thought the Undertaker thing was him giving him a little rub. I like what Trish did. Look, they weren't doing shit with Becky. She fights Trish. She's the NXT World Champion now. She's all over TV. She gave her the rub again. But we might not like her, but they made Becky popular again by fighting Trish Stratus. So when it works, this is what it looks like. And I'm sure Rob's going to tell us when it doesn't work. And that's just a fact. It doesn't always work.
Okay. Motown.
I'm about to say something that I don't want to say.
I agree with Chris.
Yep. It's all situational though. I like how they use John Cena. But remember when he went on SmackDown, he said like, it's been 2,000 days since he won a one-on-one match on TV.
Yeah.
Everybody on the show loves Sting. Sting's undefeated in AEW. Who the hell has Sting put over? WWE gets so much slack over legends coming back. They're putting them over though, or they put them in the right spots. Like I feel WWE is doing it the right way. I agree and disagree with you on Undertaker. Like it would have been nice to see the old Undertaker, but where he's at right now, the American Badass was the right one to do it because it's a great rub. It's an incredible rub. Like that did so much for Braun Breaker. It's incredible. And he had that moment with Carmelo with the hands up in the air. Like they do it right. You gotta use your legends the right way. Do they need to win all the time? Absolutely not.
That would be the guy right
Do
there.
they need to win sometimes? Absolutely, though. You can't have them constantly losing because it takes away from the credibility when they win. I agree with Chris where like I think it was a good rub that Austin Theory got to beat John Cena at WrestleMania. WWE dropped the ball with Austin Theory after that. Like because the WWE, we all know John Cena is not the GOAT, but the WWE marking him as the GOAT. So for Austin Theory to beat the GOAT was big. That was up there with like beating Taker, but they dropped the ball with it. AEW, I think, fall dependent on the older talent and don't let them put the younger talent over as much as they should. Everything's situational, in my opinion. It's all situational, but I really do think that the WWE is utilizing the older talent better than AEW is, especially considering AEW is supposed to be the alternative to the WWE with the older talent. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, gentlemen. Here is my specific thing, all right? NXT 2 weeks ago, in my view, was indicative of every problem that I have with WWE as a whole. Essentially, it was takeover in reverse. Just because Dynamite was forced to move to Tuesday, which, if you remember, NXT was forced to move to Tuesday because Dynamite was kicking their ass in the ratings. But since it was a must-win night for NXT, and they had to bring
It was a must-win night for both. No, it was must-win night for both companies. They both went all out.
Wait a minute.
They both went all out.
Dynamite had every disadvantage coming into the whole thing, and WWE had to throw every single person that was possibly over onto NXT, and they didn't even get 1 million viewers, which is supposed to be the measuring stick. They only got 919.
Both shows went all out for that show, though.
But that's not my point. My point is that NXT would have gotten their ass kicked unless they had thrown everybody that they could have at that show, including the damn Undertaker. And I'm sorry, guys, but there's a difference between giving the rub and stealing the spotlight. Nobody watched NXT for the Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker rematch, and they should have. And as good of a match, I love Asuka, but she didn't make Roxanne Perez look like anything. It was a 6-minute match, and she got
Oh
the
no,
pins clean, and
no.
it was shit. Breaker looked like a bitch with the Undertaker coming out there and just disposing of him like nothing. And everybody, Dragunov had to slow things down and like come down to Dominic's level in order to make that match happen. And the Judgment Day was all over that. And then you got everybody just paying attention to Cena and Paul Heyman, and then Solo Sikoa comes out. That match was almost an afterthought, and it was supposed to be the main event, and it still won in the ratings because people are fans of celebrities instead of fans of wrestling, and that drives me nuts.
But Rob,
well, look, I got one more point to make.
Let him go, Tony. Let him go, Tony. I got
I just have a question once he's done.
Yeah, okay. My tap out moment was the announcement that they're extending Cena's contract. And the reason that pisses me off is because it takes away from the rest of the roster. They have to bring these guys back because they completely discredited the roster in order to get Roman Reigns in the position that he's in. And now that Reigns is acting like Lesnar, they got to bring in guys like Cena. They got to bring in all of this celebrity power. I mean, hell, why not bring in The Rock all the damn time? I mean,
it's an endeavor, though, a celebrity.
Yeah, but it's all about name recognition here, and that is crap. I would rather see a great wrestling match in a half-empty parking lot than ever see John Cena wrestle again.
Well, how do you feel about Anthony Christian?
The same way, and I feel the same way about Sting too. I'm not
because I'm like Sting's like damn near 60 years old. Edge and Christian are both older than John Cena.
And I have the exact same complaint. You're absolutely right.
But I don't feel you had the same one though, because you bashed John Cena a lot. I don't recall you like ragging AEW for bringing the older, even older than John Cena talent.
But you notice that I haven't been harping on Adam Copeland all that much. I haven't really said anything yes or no about him. It's because...
But you don't bash him like you do with the WWE, though.
I'm going to right now. I think that a lot of these guys are holding on way too damn long. And the fact that AEW is doing it too doesn't take away from the fact that WWE has literally nothing in the tank because they won't build new stars. They won't give them new chance. You guys made a good point about Austin Theory. He would have been a much bigger deal had they not dropped the ball, and they are giving Cena more of a chance, and they're probably going to stick him in the main event of 40 against Reigns, if not Lesnar, which would be it would make me vomit in my soup to see Lesnar versus Reigns again at WrestleMania 40. I don't care that he's marquee. He still sucks. The way they use him still sucks. John Cena is a great individual. He's a wonderful human being. Love the Make-A-Wish stuff. God bless the man. But in the ring, he's garbage. And that's enough from Mr. No Fun, and I will let the mastermind counterpoint. Oh, wait a minute. Bobby is busy. Of all the times that he would have to be busy.
I mean, but I get what you're saying though, but like Sting is like 60 and doing this shit. So like the AEW is supposed to be the alternative, and they're not though. Like they're doing what WCW did. They're bringing in older talent.
Do you have an age limit though, Rob? Because like LeBron's played 21 years. But he's still like one of the 5 best players in the NBA. You can't help it if Edge and Christian are still 2 of the best to do it right now. But it doesn't matter about their age.
John Cena's been putting people over. Sting is
Listen
60.
to the crowds. That's all you need to know.
I'm not saying that's right. It is.
Sting is 60 and nobody has beat him in AEW.
And they should
All right,
have.
hold on. I'm here now. Finally.
Okay.
I gotta say this. Some of my best moments when I was in that ring was where I got roped with somebody, but I lost at first. Tracy Smothers, perfect example. The first match against Tracy Smothers, I lost. Now everybody can look at Tracy Smothers' old behind and look at me and tell I should be able to whoop the crap out of that dude. But the way that it was done where I lost made it look so good. Because he cheated to win. Everybody loved him, and then all of a sudden he cheats me to win. Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on here? You know what I'm saying? I don't think a lot of people, now not you saying you were a particular Rob, because I know this started off with you. So let me just make that note. I think you just think of Cena. You just don't like Cena. But I think a lot of AEW fans in particular are young to where they don't understand the fundamentals of professional wrestling. All right. There are fundamentals when it comes to professional wrestling. This is the hard basics of what you learn when you're in that ring, when you're doing a thing, and you are learning your craft to be a wrestler that ends up everybody likes. Okay. This is not new. This has been going on since the dawn of time. The tribalism that has been mixed in has made people become blind. There's Stevie Wonder with sunglasses and the nightshades on. And people, I'm just saying, it's the truth. And people don't see the forest for the trees. Again, I'm not saying you're a particular Rob, because
I know.
I know you don't. You just don't like Cena. I don't like Cena either. But
well, okay.
You know.
Tracy Smothers
Hold
is
on,
a consummate professional.
Let me finish.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
When you do a story in wrestling, and that's what it seems like, that not only fans, younger fans, but it's so sad to see younger professional wrestlers trying to skip the element of telling a story. And not only a story, but a long-term story, rather than follow the path of the fundamentals of wrestling, work hard so they can get over. Instead of doing cartwheels, flips, and backflips, which looks cool for a little bit, but it's not the fundamentals of wrestling. It is not what got all of us, anybody that's watching this program, along with all of us on this panel, that is not what got us liking the sport. It was us being drawn in by the stories. It was us being drawn in by the personalities. It was us being drawn in by how did this guy cheat and win, and how did he overcome that obstacle to finally get the victory against this bastard that kept doing this stuff. These are the fundamentals that we are forgetting in the year of 2023. And forgetting these fundamentals, I am going to say it right here. People could just go, oh, you're a paranoid conspiracy theorist, and blah, blah, blah. But no, it's the absolute truth. These are the fundamentals that if we forget, that we must execute, and we must look for when we're evaluating, liking, or performing a professional wrestling match, that if we forget about them, we will kill the sport as it stands. It is a shame. And I'm talking to those people that are in the ring, and you can look at me like, oh, no, I ain't never seen you. Well, guess what? You don't have to. There's people that have seen me. There's people that have seen what I've done in the ring. There's seen people that have seen me work my ass off in the ring. Do some things I really didn't want to do, like the barbed wire match that I had to do. Didn't want to do that, but I did it. You know what I mean? Because I knew it followed the story and it made sense. You know what I'm saying? I didn't bitch about it. I didn't complain about it. I did it. Why? Because I knew it would carry on to something further. And it's a shame that we as workers, and I'm talking to all us people that's been in the ring or in the ring, want to skip this element because we don't want to work hard. Because connecting with the fans and the people and telling that story is the hardest damn thing you could do in that ring. And I'm sorry. You don't like it? Do a couple of 360s and call me in the morning. I don't care. But my thing is, the fact of the matter is this. we're forgetting where we come from. We're forgetting what is the basis of wrestling. We're forgetting the fundamentals of our sport that keeps our sport alive. The older talent is supposed to beat the younger talent at first. If they're a face, they're supposed to win. And then he has to figure out how to cheat. Or you can flip that around. If the younger guy's a heel, then he does cheat the veteran. You can flip that heel, that type around if the younger guy is a heel. But if the guy is a definite face, you cannot have that face beat that heel right off in the onset. Don't care if you jump them afterwards. Don't care if you got 30 people that jumps them afterwards, because you've already killed the story. I am asking everyone to stop this stupid bickering about killing younger talent when they are doing the formula and the fundamentals they are supposed to. If you don't know the fundamentals, talk to someone. Go to a wrestling school. Learn what those are before you open your freaking mouth. Because 75% of you out there don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm sorry to offend some of you that might be watching this, but I am the person that's going to tell you the rock hard, honest truth, because I love our sport. I love this sport. If I could get in the ring right now, I would go get in the ring. Everybody on this panel knows that. Especially Rob knows. And Tony.
Yes.
I have a little idea.
No one can deny your passion, Bobby.
And he's older than John Cena, I think. So,
Oh.
You still Chris. Anyway,
Rob knocked you.
I said that about Cena because he's stale, not because he's old. Because he's stale.
But my thing is,
one thing that Bobby Rogers is not is stale. He's a talented human being.
But my thing is this: we really got to learn what the sport is before we open our mouths and try to downgrade it. And that's going for AEW fans. That's going for WWE fans. That's going for NWA fans. I don't know. Wild fans, you like women's wrestling, so me and you might have to talk. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that goes for all fans.
And TNA is back.
Wait a minute.
And we all know Motown loves some TNA.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Wow.
But okay, that was a
Where you guys at, Rob? I got at 37.
I got us. I'll have to count them up later. It's too much. Oh.
But guys, everybody that's out there watching, I hope you take what I said to the heart. I have these different opinions on this panel for one reason, because I want every angle to be explored. I want everyone to be able to see the different opinions and discuss among yourselves.
Yeah.
Hey, who's right? Who's wrong? Who sounds crazy? Which mostly would be me. And you know,
I would love to hear our fans' take on this, because if I'm wrong and everybody thinks I'm wrong, I'd like to know it. That doesn't mean I'm going to change my opinion, but I want to know.
Go ahead if you feel uncomfortable. I'll put it on the platform after this replays. Email me. The email address of the Mastermind43 at the FTWnetwork.net. Let us know what's going on and what you think, and I might read some of them on the air. I might just do that. But on a final note, I'm going to go ahead and disclose something to you guys, and I do want to thank each and every one of you for this. Here in Indianapolis, Indiana, they have a award ceremony. Every year, they pick out the best businesses when it comes to certain categories. We here at the FTW Future Focus, and we want to thank the Indiana. I'm sorry, I'm slipping on the name. I will get you guys later. But the Indiana Awards ceremony, and I forgot the company's name, has actually named the FTW Future Focus Best in Indianapolis for a digital magazine.
Yeah.
So I do want to thank you guys for listening, participating. And congratulations to all of us. We worked hard to get to this. We just ask that you spread the love and let everybody else know what's going on. Because, hey, we took over a city and got this in our first year. Hey, let's take over the nation next year.
Like,
Let's
share,
just
and
do it.
subscribe. That's how we do it.
Congratulations, Bobby. I mean, you put it together, brother.
Yes.
You put it out
Hey,
there.
you guys are riding with me, so it's not just me,
Yeah.
it's everybody. You know what I'm saying? We doing the
Yeah,
thing.
but you gave me an
We're doing the thing.
opportunity, so thank you.
It's good. It's good. That's what it is. It's going to be opportunities. Hopefully, and I'm going to put this out there, we're going to be going ahead and doing different cities. Just to announce, Marcus Buckley will be in charge of the Chicago area. He will be reporting on what's going on in the Chicago area. Of course, most of us is in Indianapolis, so we'll be doing the Indiana, state of Indiana area. But if you out there like reporting on professional wrestling, doing takes, things of that nature, please send me an email again, themastermind43 at ftwnetwork.net. Let us know what's up. Let us know you're interested, and we could probably get you on. But right now, we are out of time. I got to get back to work. I can't believe I got this much of a break. But ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and thank everybody. Marvelous Marcus Buckley, thank you for coming on. Motown, what's up, bro? Thanks for having you coming on. Gadget Man, thanks for coming on. And your not so humble correspondent, Robert Black, thank you for being on. I am your host of Mastermind, Bob Rogers, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but award-winning 2023 podcast, the FTW Future Focus says, thank you. We bid you adieu. I'm not blowing a kiss, and I'm not shooting a gun. I'm just going to say we will definitely see you. Is it yesterday? No, not yesterday.
In the future.
Tomorrow? No. Oh, there you go. In the future.
Yeah. It's a lot of niggas in the club.
Hit it.
Oh, how you feel, brother?
Feeling good.
You feel good?
Feeling good. It's groovy.
Play so much bone, brother. How you feel, man?
I feel all right.
I call your name. I don't want no people to know you're in here. How you feel, fella? Hey, Jam! Sure getting down. Look at him. Ha. We're gonna have a funky good time. 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 Let's take 'em up, Fred. We gotta take you high. Yeah. Ow. All right. You wanna do it again? You wanna do it again, huh?
Yeah, let's go on back.
We gotta take